Happy Warzone update day, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys the 5 most important things you guys need to know for Season 4. No long intros, nothing like that. If you guys learned something new today, make sure to subscribe down below, and let's get into it. Starting off with the first thing and the most important thing, the biggest change that we have all been asking for, we are finally getting a health buff in Warzone 2. That means every single player will now have a 50 HP increase or 50 more health, which equals to 300 HP in the game. And this is going to dramatically change how fights feel. And I think this is a massive step in the right direction. Now, if you guys remember back in Caldera, they actually did the exact same thing. And I think that guns and fights felt very, very balanced towards the end of Caldera. It is kind of weird to me how in Warzone 2, they took 2 steps backwards to have an insanely fast TTK, but now at Season 4, we're going 2 steps forward to just do the exact same thing that we had back in Caldera. So overall, with this health buff, I'm definitely so excited to see how this feels and how this dramatically changes fights, because this is something we've been waiting for a very long time. Secondly, as you guys have probably all seen everywhere, we have a brand new resurgence map dropping called Vandal. Now, Vandal is a medium-sized map, which is bigger than a Ashika Island, but smaller than Al Mazrah, and I'm interested to see how it plays out. To start off with, this map is going to have a 70-person player cap, and it is a very vertical map, which reminds me a lot of like Blackout. If you guys played Black Ops 4, that was my first Call of Duty. What kind of gave me the love for Call of Duty? Blackout was incredible, and it reminds you a little bit of Blackout and a little bit of Verdansk just combined in one, and I do love overall the verticality of the map, but I really like how it's not going to be the traditional verticality which we are kind of haunted by. Usually it's people are just camping in stairs or in windows and all the just junk like that. But with Vandal now, there's going to be only 2 floors you can really fight on. That's going to be the rooftops at the top, which is fine. You can go jump, from rooftop to rooftop, jumping around, which is going to be cool, and the ground floor in the bottom. That means there will be no windows, no weird stairs or balconies where like it feels overwhelming that you have to be kind of looking around in different places while you're trying to fight on the ground to see where your opponents are. I really like this. I'm excited to see how it plays out. I'm excited for a new map because I've heard rumors that this could actually be a ranked play rotation map, or they could do 100 players or more later. They're just testing out the waters for 70 players. So we'll see how it goes. So one cool thing too is with Vandal's release, there's going to be a new thing called Dynamic Fog System, which is basically just going to be weather changes in the game. Some games, the sky could be sunny and nice and pretty, and there's some games that there could be a fog system that rolls in and stays for the game. So this is going to kind of change the element and kind of what loadout you use. Obviously, if you take a sniper during a clear sunny day, that's going to be nice, but if you pull it out during the dynamic fog system, it's going to be hard to snipe, obviously. So I'm really excited to see how this plays out. Hopefully it's cool. We'll see. They've never done anything like this before, so this is kind of the first introduction to this dynamic fog system. So overall, I'm excited to see how Vandal plays out. Hopefully it's not as campy as it's looking like, but we'll see. I'm excited to kind of jump from rooftop to rooftop and just see how many high kill games we can get. If you guys enjoy that kind of content and stuff like that, I'll be dropping tips and tricks and all that jazz on the new map. So yeah, the third most important thing you need to know coming in Season 3 is actually really cool. It is the Rejoin feature. Now this is going to be incredible because as all of us know, whether you're on PC, whether you're on console, the stability of Warzone throughout its whole history has been literally awful. So with that being said, in ranked and public matches, if you dev error, if your app crashes, anything like that, you can actually boot the game back up and rejoin into the match and pick back up right where you left off. Obviously, at the start of Season 4, I have a feeling it's going to be pretty buggy, but overall, I think this is a great feature. I know games like Apex Legends have it, Fortnite, I'm pretty sure has it, and I think this is a great feature, obviously, especially for ranked play. If you're playing ranked and you're in the, iridescent or diamond or top 250, when you queue into a game, you lose a lot of SR to start, right? So if you DC or your app crashes, you are just automatically losing SR, and you can go down a lot because of how unstable the game is. And I think this is a great feature for Season 4, and I'm excited to see how it plays out. The fourth most important thing that you need to know for Season 4 is there's going to be a brand new game mode in Warzone called Lockdown. Now, for anybody that's ever played multiplayer in any Call of Duty, it's basically Hardpoint, but in Warzone and on the new Vondel map. So basically in Vondel, there'll be a zone that you can capture that you just stand on, and while you're standing on it, for every second that you're on the zone, you get points for your team. And this is going to be kind of a really cool chill mode to rank up guns. It's kind of like Plunder, but better if you're trying to get kills. It's going to be basically Hardpoint, but in Warzone. The great thing about Lockdown is I think you can really test out and kind of fine tune your loadouts. Obviously, it's really hard to tell how you feel when you're using a build if you're just in the firing range or something like that, because you're not really facing real targets. But with Lockdown, especially on the new map to kind of explore and just fight people all like that, you can really learn and kind of grow and build a loadout that you like based on fighting real players. You can't get that experience when you're shooting in the gun range, but if you actually get to play this new mode called Lockdown, and on the new map, I think you can really fine-tune your guns and find your new meta loadout. The fifth most important thing is they're going to be heavily overhauling Strongholds in the game. Now, I was going to kind of touch on the roadmap and all that kind of stuff, but I feel like that's not the most important thing when it comes to the game. Obviously, with the roadmap for Season 4, we're going to have a ton of new guns and kind of a new vehicle eventually and things like that, which are going to be really, really cool. But I think for the fifth most important thing is the Stronghold overhaul. Now, obviously, as we know right now, or previously to Season 4, when Strongholds pop up around 3 minutes and 30 seconds into the first zone, you can land there, fight the AI bots, and get your loadout, black site key, things like that. Now, in Season 4, they're completely redoing it, which is going to change the pace and kind of how the game plays dramatically. Now, when you're flying in, basically from the plane, you can see all of the Strongholds and actually land on them, which means it's going to be a hot drop at every Stronghold. Good thing is, if you don't get a Stronghold early, you can actually go there and recapture the Stronghold and get your loadout and things like that. There's one thing I forgot to mention though. Finally, there is no AI bots in Strongholds, which is a great change. I don't know anybody, maybe I'm wrong, that loves the AI bots in the game, but there's no more bots at Strongholds and they can be recaptured. This is going to massively change the dynamic and pacing of how ranked play and normal public lobbies feel. I'm assuming there's still going to be AI bots and things like that at black sites, but I heard a rumor for a long time when we had really bad servers in Season 3 that AI bots were actually causing the problems. Because if you guys remember during the early game, before the bots came in on the helicopters for the Strongholds and all that stuff, servers felt pretty good until those helicopters came in, and it seems like the AI bots were causing a lot of the problems with the servers. And maybe they actually took kind of a deep dive in that, looked into the coding, and saw that that was actually a problem, and they took them out of Strongholds. So that's going to be the 5 most important changes you guys need to know for Season 4, which drops today. And in the future, I'm going to be doing a ton of tips and tricks for you guys. Make sure if you guys learned something new today, subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.